Hello everyone, it is Friday, February 22nd, 2019. Of course, Wednesday was New Comic Book Day, and this is the first opportunity I had to do a video, so I will show you the books that came out this week. Pretty good week for books, and then I got a question from a viewer as it relates to Bronze Age books, so we'll show some Bronze Age books today. So let's jump right into the books, shall we? First one, Nightwing 57 B cover. Really nice looking cover right there. Hot Lunch Special number 5 from Aftershock. I'm enjoying this storyline, so if you're reading this one, I'd like to know what you had to say in the comments. Of course, we had the number 1 came out a little bit ago. This was from Cave Entertainment. And of course, this is Appalachian Apocalypse number 2. Anxious to read this one here because I did enjoy the first one. We'll see where the story goes with it. New from Aftershock, Stronghold number 1. Have not had a chance to read this yet. From DC Vertigo Storylines, the publishing line, High Level number 1. Not sure about this. I haven't read it yet, but I have not heard a lot of good things about it. So I'll have to read it myself down the line and see how I feel about it. Zenescope, this is a cover purchase right here, Zodiac number 1. We've talked in the past, Zenescope knows how to draw their ladies, and this is no exception right here. Batman 65. Batman 65 B cover. Not a great B cover, but pretty decent. Aquaman 45, introducing Nama, Mother of Death. Right there. There she is. Kind of cool. So I picked one of those. Catwoman number 8 B cover. Again, we talked about the Joker. There he is. Pretty nice looking B cover right there. Black Badge number 7 from Boom Studios. Kind of a cool black and white cover right there. Venom number 11, Skulls variant, or the Scrolls variant. There's that there. And then the regular cover number 11. Bitterroot number 4. Book that sold really, really well. This was Guardians of the Galaxy number 2. Of course, Thanos on the cover. I have not had a chance to read this. There was a rumor going around that there was supposed to be a Thanos appearance on this, or the new Thanos. Don't know if that happened or not, so here's this here. And finally, this is Wolverine Infinity Watch number 1. Kind of a cool cover right there. There's that. And that's what we picked up for the new books. Excuse me. That's what we picked up for the new books this week. Now, I got a question from a viewer. I had made a mention about the difficulty as it relates to 12-cent covers, 10-cent covers to be found, and how actually I was buying a lot of 25-cent, 30-cent, 35-cent covers. And there's a viewer who sent me a message and he said, why would you, buy those? There's no money in them. Well, there's money in everything. Not everything has to be a key issue. Again, when you're collecting, it shouldn't be about the financial aspect. Too many people do that for the financial aspect. I do it because I enjoy the hobby. You want to make some money? Sure, when I reopen my space, you want to make money. But the reason I do this is because I love the artwork. I love the covers, and I just love the sense of remembering when you were younger and the thrill you had of pulling comic books off of the 7-Eleven rack. So I'm going to show you some of the recent stuff I've purchased as it relates to Bronze Age books. And we'll see if you know who these artists are. First one I'm going to show, and these are in no particular order again, Chamber of Chills number 12, right there. I graded this a fine plus actually. Really cool looking cover right there. Kind of had an old EC 50s pre-code horror feel for me. So there's a real nice cover there. A lot of these books are really nice, and you can find them, well, not so much the horror right now because those books are going up, but some of the ones like the Chamber of Chills, 25-30 centers, you can probably still get at a pretty good price. Next one I have is a 20 center, Chamber of Chills number 3. I graded this a VG Fine 5.0. And again, high grade stuff is just getting harder and harder to find. So if you can find things like this in good condition, jump on it. This is, to me, a pre-code cover. This is Crypt of Shadows number 6. And if you don't know, that is a Gil Kane cover right there. Gil Kane cover. There it is. Again, you can find these if you look. Mid-grade. Again, this was only like a VG right here, but again, it's a Gil Kane cover. And there's always going to be a market for things like that. Next up, Creatures on the Loose number 21. I graded this a fine minus, but this is a Steranko cover. You cannot go wrong with a Steranko cover. That's a cool looking cover right there. I really liked it. And again, just another one of those great classic covers from a classic artist. Crypt of Shadows number 3, 20 center. I graded this a mid 6.0. John Romita Sr. cover right there. There is a John Romita Sr. I don't have to say anything else. It's a Romita. And the reason I decided to show some Bronze Age books, not only because of the question, but you know what? A lot of people don't show really nice Bronze Age, and so I thought I would do that. Next up, Creatures on the Loose, featuring the Man-Wolf number 35. This is George Perez art and a Gil Kane cover. I graded this a fine plus 6.5. Next up, Creatures on the Loose number 31, of course, featuring Man-Wolf. I graded this a 7.0. Always liked this cover because if something jumped out at me like that in the backseat of my car, I would probably have the same reaction as the guy driving right here. And this is also a Gil Kane cover. One more, number 32, Creatures on the Loose 32, a Man-Wolf with Craven the Hunter appearance. John Romita Sr., John Romita Sr. cover. Again, I graded this 6.0. And you can get a pretty good price for these books in the mid-grade and higher. We'll just show you a few other little things I picked up. 30-cent cover, Detective Comics number 465 from 1976. Graded this a 6.5. We have another Detective Comics, 478. Nice cover right there, 7.0 from 1978. Of course, my big collecting time started around 75, and then late 74, 75, and then here I am still buying comics. So I always like to find books like this. Just kind of reminds me of good times. Daredevil, number 124, 25-cent cover from 1975. Gil Kane cover. Gil Kane cover, 6.0 right there. Again, these are all triple bagged, or excuse me, triple boarded. Non-Mylar, I don't put these in Mylar. I put them in regular. Higher priced books I'll put in Mylar, but these here, just regular old bag and board, and they look great. And finally, the last one that I'm going to show for the day, or for the evening, a Daredevil 156. This is a classic cover. This is a Joe Rubinstein cover. And there's that right there. Fighting the old Daredevil each other. This is a 7.0. Fine, very fine. And that is the books for the day. So the reason I said that again, if you're doing this just to make a quick buck, then you're the ones who aren't going to last in the hobby, and it's better for the people who are long-term in the hobby. Enjoy the books for what they are. Not everything has to be, you know, have a dollar sign on it. Again, I have a business. I understand that. When I reopen my shop, I'm going to be able to, you know, sell books, but it wasn't about making the top dollar. I sold my books at a really good price. I'm going to continue doing that. I take the time, like I say, a lot of people don't triple bag and board stuff like this. You know, triple board, single bag. I do because I think it just shows that you care about the comics, because I do care about the comics. I want you to get a good comic from me. So again, if you're out there thinking that you're not going to be able to find good books that are not key issues in the 25 to 40-cent range, you're mistaken. There's a lot of great books out there, a lot of great covers, and very reasonably priced. These Daredevils are not expensive. Those detective comics are not expensive. Some of the 70s horror is a lot more reasonable when it hits the 25-cent cover price, but you start finding them in the 15 to 20 centers in the early 70s, you're going to start paying a bigger premium for some of those titles, especially if it was done by, you know, Neil Adams, Bernie Wrightson, or those artists there. So that's, or, you know, Nick Cardy. That's, you're going to have to pay a little bit of extra money for that. So that's pretty much what I have today. It was kind of a ramble on. I'm still dealing with my back issue, although it is getting better, thankfully. So I thought I would just do the video. So appreciate all the support out there. Again, send questions if you want an answer. Like the gentleman sent the question on the Bronze. I showed some Bronze Age. And then I'll just show some more books again next week. So I hope you liked the video. But as always, if you didn't, nothing I can do for you. Have a great night, and I'll see you next week.